This book is a sequel to Passage to Zarahemla, the novel and the movie. But interestingly, I thought that the story it'd be really interesting if we tied in Escape from Zarahemla with the tennis shoe series itself. I did a few tricky things in Sorcerers and Seers, the last tennis shoes book. In that particular book, we had some events occur at the end of the book, which really go unexplained. Some characters are introduced and we don't know who they are. Well, all of that gets explained in Escape to Zarahemla, so in a very real way, Escape from Zarahemla is a tennis shoes book. And it actually gives some background on characters and settings in the whole tennis shoes series, which really aren't going to make any sense when people get to the last tennis shoes book, Thorns of Glory, which I intend to write next year. And so what Escape from Zarahemla does is it allows me to give some great filler material, some background material on important characters from the tennis shoe series that have been celebrated and loved, I think, by a lot of the readers and fans of the series. I wanted to combine the two series because I just thought that was it was a clever thing to do. I saw a way to do it, and in a way that I thought would be fun for fans and fun for me as a creative writer, would keep my interest, and so I decided, I think a couple of years ago, even in writing and creating the novel Sorcerers and Seers, I said, after this I'm going to write a sequel to Passage to Zarahemla. And I'm going to combine these two novels in a way that's going to surprise and please, I think, a lot of the readers and fans of the series. So this thing has been planned and kind of worked out in my mind for a long time, and so it was fun to finally bring that to fruition. The message of this book, I think, would be the same as all of my books, which is, I suppose, as a sideline, you're always telling a story to keep people on the edge of their seats. And so I don't think I think a lot about message, but it can't escape somebody's attention that I believe the Book of Mormon is true, or I wouldn't even be writing these stories. And at the same time, I think we have a character in Kira McConnell, she is someone who grew up in a really dysfunctional background, no religion. Her brother is probably even more off the wall than she is, and yet both of them, non-members really, are thrust into a Book of Mormon environment. And they have to deal with that. They have to deal, they've been taking some missionary lessons before the story actually of Escape to Zarahemla actually begins. All that information, they actually get to see a practical application of it, because we go back in time to the time period of Kadonai, the Nephite who was popular in Passage to Zarahemla. And some really interesting things in Book of Mormon history are happening in that particular period. And this is a chance to explore that, to dramatize it and bring it to life, but also answer some really fun questions about faith, about prayer, and about conversion. The message of this story is, it doesn't matter what kind of miracles you experience, it all still comes down to the basic, simple questions of faith that every Latter-day Saint has to deal with. So I would say if there's a theme to this book, it's probably the journey that the characters take coming to that realization and knowledge.